that the Lord swore to our ancestors to give us. When the priest takes a basket from your hand and sets it down before the altar of the Lord your God, you shall make this response before the Lord your God. A wandering Aramaean was my ancestor. He went down into Egypt and lived there as an alien, few in number, and there he became a great nation, mighty and populous. When the Egyptians treated us harshly and afflicted us by imposing hard labor on us, we cried to the Lord, the God of our ancestors. The Lord heard our voice and saw our affliction, our toil, and our oppression. The Lord brought us out of Egypt with a mighty hand and an outstretched arm, with a terrifying display of power, and with signs and wonders. And he brought us into this place and gave us this land, a land flowing with milk and honey. So now I bring the first of the fruits of the ground that you, O Lord, have given me. You shall set it down before the Lord your God, and bow down before the Lord your God. Then you, together with the Levites and the aliens who reside among you, shall celebrate with all the bounty that the Lord your God has given to you and to your house. The word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
A reading from the Gospel of John. When the crowd found Jesus on the other side of the lake, they asked him, "Rabbi, when did you get here?" Jesus answered, "Very truly I tell you, you are looking for me, not because you saw the signs I performed, but because you ate the loaves and had your fill. Do not work for food that spoils, but for food that endures to eternal life, which the Son of Man will give you. For on him God the Father has placed his seal of approval." Then they asked him, "What must we do to do the work that God requires?" Jesus answered, "The work of God is this, to believe in the one he has sent." So they asked him, "What sign then will you give that we may see it and believe? What will you do?" "Our ancestors ate the manna in the wilderness, as it is written, 'He gave them bread from heaven to eat.'" Jesus said to them, "Very truly I tell you, it is not Moses who has given you the bread from heaven, but it is my Father who gives you the true bread from heaven. For the bread of God is the bread that comes down from heaven and gives life to the world." "Sir," they said, "always give us this bread." Then Jesus declared, "I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me will never go hungry, and whoever believes in me will never be thirsty." The word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
Hi everybody, my name is Eve May, and I am in the 5th grade. On my first day at St. Catherine's, I felt nervous walking through the door because it was like a whole different world on the other side. I did not know who anybody was or where anything was. I was nervous to ask anybody what classes were. I was worried that I was not going to fit in with the rest of the girls. I knew that the girls would be nice to me, but I thought it was only going to be that day where everybody's just my friend and then next day I'm just invisible. But then this girl walks up to me, and I had no idea who she was or why she came up to me. She said, "Hi, I'm Brownie. You're in the same advisor as me." It warmed me up because I didn't think anybody would just walk up and talk to me, even though I thought it was weird because at that time I did not know what an advisor was. Ever since that moment, I have broken out of my shell and felt more comfortable with my peers. I think that working with girls gives me a better learning environment because I get to talk to more people and I get to know them more well. I also want to recognize my teachers for encouraging me to do my best and to always try new things, even if it takes a little more effort than I expected, like writing a speech. I'm learning that I don't need to be afraid of what people think of me and to just be myself. Luckily, I have friends who encourage me when I feel in doubt. I'm thankful it was so important to my mom to provide me with a good education. My mom has been the host for some girls don't have that opportunity. I hope that one day all people around the world can have that privilege. Everyone should be treated equally to have an education. Everyone deserves to have a good life like others. I think it's time we realize what we need to do to change the world, and that change starts with us right now. Together we can help change the world.
They lighten the mood at school when we get a bad grade or there's lots of pre-algebra homework. I'm thankful for my classroom, teachers, and musical directors. Knowledge is power, and teachers give knowledge to people. Also, I honestly think teachers should get paid more. Not different to the economy, but that's how Bill Gates got so rich. It was teachers. He didn't just say, how about I become a multimillionaire? Teachers shaped him, and they shape us too. They help us become who we are as a person. Okay, now about the music and acting program. So thankful that we're given the chance to show our artistic talents by singing or acting. I've only had one director, and that's Mr. Braddock. He's taught me ways to sing better since 3rd grade. I'm thankful for the rest of the staff at school. Spend hours of their time cleaning classrooms, hallways, and fields, making it a better, beautiful, cleaner place. Cafeteria staff worked for a long time to clean plates, forks, cups, and more for us to have for the next meal. They also prepared food for all the students in the school not to feed during their own lunches. They do this meal after meal from this mind. I enjoy the freedom of choosing what food we want to eat at the cafeteria every day. Also thankful to live in a country that's based around freedom and justice. Finally, and certainly not least, I'm thankful for the life that God has given me. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Eva, and I'm in 6th grade. When I think about what I'm thankful for, a lot of things come to mind. One thing that I am especially thankful for is my education. We are all fortunate enough to go to 2 amazing schools with fabulous teachers. Often we think that it's annoying to have to do homework and wish that we didn't have any. We sometimes overlook the fact that we are fortunate to be able to attend a school. Many people can't go to school. In fact, there are about 2 billion children in the world, and out of those 2 billion children, 57 million can't go to school. This isn't just a problem in other countries, it's a problem in the USA and even in Virginia. Virginia's city of Emporia has the highest rate of adults without a high school diploma, which is 30.2%. We are very lucky to only have 17.6% of Richmonders without a high school diploma. I love learning about people who stand up for kids who do not have educational opportunities. Take UNICEF, for example. UNICEF stands for United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund and is an organization run by the United Nations. UNICEF helps kids in lots of circumstances. They help get desks for children in Africa. They also make it possible for children in Asia and Africa to be able to attend safe schools and for children everywhere to have a quality education. They believe that no matter what gender, nationality, or circumstance, all children should be able to get a good education. Another person who stands up for education is Malala. She lived in Pakistan where children, and girls especially, were not able to attend school. She stood up for girls' rights, knowing that she was risking her life and her safety. The Taliban, a brutal political group, decided that they needed to silence her because they didn't agree with her. They shot her thinking that it would do just that, but it did not. This event brought even more attention to her bravery and determination. She received the Nobel Peace Prize for all she did. She was the youngest person to receive one. Now, at age 19, she still stands up for girls' education. There are so many people who stand up for education, but still there are millions of children who don't go to school. There are ways we can help these children, such as praying for them. We can also donate money to them or teach them in a foreign country when we're older. Here at St. Catherine's and St. Christopher's, we are lucky enough to have fabulous teachers that love to teach and love watching us learn new things. We are also lucky enough to go to school with amazing friends who support us. Today, after we get home from school, we should go thank our parents because without them, we wouldn't be able to go to school here. They value our education and love to see us learn new things. I am so thankful that I get to go to school with all of you.
Hello, my name is Kevin Alejandro, and I'm a 7th grader in the class of 2022 at St. Christopher's School. A few weeks ago, I went on a Boy Scout camp out in the mountains. There were winds up to 50 miles an hour, and it seemed like I was freezing to death. I had to eat some tasteless, freeze-dried food, and my tent came unstaked multiple times. This trip serves as a great reminder of what a privilege it was to live in a heated house with food waiting for me every day when I come home, and how important it is to be thankful for the things that we often take for granted. It turns out that thankfulness is actually pretty healthy as well. At night, if you write down the things you were thankful for, then you'll actually sleep better than if you didn't write down what you're thankful for. I think that it's amazing that something so simple as being thankful could help you in so many ways. Now that I've said that, here are just some of the things that I'm thankful for. If I said them all, this speech would take about a day to present. I'm thankful for living in a town full of creative minds and many opportunities for me to excel in life. By living in Richmond, I know that even if things are looking down, I will always have a supportive community there to catch me if I fall. I'm thankful for my loving family, my supportive friends, and my beautiful pets. They're always there if I have a bad day, helping me get through it. I have one great example of this. In 3rd grade, I wasn't doing very well. My grades were down, I hated school, and I wasn't very athletic. One day, I finally cracked and I got a major censure. For those of you who don't know, that's the worst thing that you can get in lower school. When I got home, my parents were disappointed, to say the least. But even though I did something wrong, they didn't yell at me or ground me. They saw that I learned my lesson and comforted me instead. Also, I'm thankful for all of my teachers that helped me achieve new levels in academics every day, and even tried to make it fun. Every summer, right before school, I think, oh no, this year's going to be terrible. But once I get into the school year, I think, this is a lot better than I thought it would be. I think I can give all the credit here to my teachers. Finally, I'm thankful that I live in a country where there are men and women willing to give up their lives to protect us and our rights as citizens of the United States. I just get a good feeling when I think that there are people out in the world that are fighting for people like you and me. Thank you for listening, and have a great Thanksgiving.
Hi, my name is Saya, and I have many things to be thankful for in my life. Let's begin by thinking about the word gratitude, the quality of being thankful. Such a simple word, but yet has so much meaning. You can have gratitude towards your family, friends, life, and more. But let's dig deeper into these topics. Let me start from the beginning of the story. About 2 weeks ago, on a Friday, Mrs. Blake told me to see her after assembly because she wanted to share something with me. Of course, I was a little nervous, but my friends reassured me by saying that Miss Blake never said I need to tell you something. She said that she needed to share something with me. Oh, the power of words helped me to become more relaxed and calm. Assembly went by with a snap of a finger, and it was time to hear the news. I went to the front of the room and was told that I would be representing my grade at the Thanksgiving Day service. I was both terrified and excited. I immediately went to work by trying to figure out how to write this speech without sounding cliche. Here is my attempt. When I was about 9 years old, I went to Switzerland for 2 months with my grandma and brother. That had a big impact on my life because my parents were not there to help guide me. Right before we left, I begged my mom to let me stay with her because I did not want to go to a foreign country without her and my dad. She told me that it would be a good experience and that I would have a lot of fun. I hesitated, but eventually said yes. When it was time to go, I knew that I would miss my parents, but I was still excited to go and experience new things with the rest of my extended family. After a long plane ride, we finally arrived. I never thought that I would miss my parents so much, but I did. Throughout the time span of the day, I would call my mom about 20 times. I'm sure that she got frustrated, but I couldn't help it. I miss my parents and dog so much. I guess what I'm saying here is to not take love for granted. Sometimes people forget what they're thankful for, and they later see it. I can tell you that if I was home, I would not have thought about contacting my mom so much, or realized that I loved and needed her as much as I did. Only when I left her side did this realization of love hit me. A second moment was when I was about 10 years old in the 5th grade. My friend Gracie moved to China. It was something that I never thought would happen. An entire year of not seeing my friend was a devastating blow. Fortunately, the days passed quickly as I began my school routine, and I started not to think about Gracie as often, until one day in December when she came to visit. My eyes widened and my emotions overcame and surprised me. I guess I tried to tell her that I missed her, but the words wouldn't come. I gave her the largest hug I could muster. I never thought that I would miss her that much until that moment. I got to talk to her a lot that day, which was good, but she eventually had to leave. I said my goodbyes and was happy that I would be able to see her when she came back, which would be in the summertime. That journey showed me how important the love for friends is as well. From laughing with friends in school to laughing more with my family at home, I see that life truly is a blessing. All of these stories show gratitude and thankfulness in so many different ways, but the most obvious blessing that you have is your choice of words and how you choose to use it. Don't forget that you have a voice and you should use it wisely. Be thankful for that, because many people don't have the ability to use their voices the way I am right now. We should all be thankful for what we have. Thank you, and I hope you go forth and give thanks.
Hey guys, before I begin, I would like to say, I hope we heard some great speeches today. In the spirit of giving thanks, I would like to thank the people who had the guts to speak today. It takes a lot of work and preparation, so thank you to everyone who's contributing to this service. Okay, so for those of you that don't know me, I'm Clayton Hilbert, an 8th grader at St. Christopher's, and I'm excited to share some thoughts with you today. Now I want to tell you a story. What is your idea of the perfect football game? Warm fall day, watch your team humiliate your arch rival? Well, let me tell you about my recent football experience. It starts with a 2.5-hour drive to Chapel Hill, North Carolina, with my 3 triplet siblings being extremely loud. The car was slipping, sliding, and skidding as buckets of water were dumped on it by the second. But not even Hurricane Matthew could stop us. We were there to watch UNC win. We arrived just in time for the 3:30 kickoff, losing all hope that our shoes would stay dry after sloshing our way to the stadium. Once I got to the game, the fun really started. I sat in 40-degree, pouring rain, wind gusting, and watched Virginia Tech get an early lead. But I wasn't discouraged. I sat in those bleachers with my family, and our legs had never shivered more. The rain never let up, and it seemed the wetter all of us got, the more Virginia Tech scored, as they cruised to a 34-3 win, beating my Tar Heels. But wait, it gets even better. My cousins and my family decided to spend the night in Chapel Hill after the game. As we walked in the endless downpour, fingers and toes numb, I began to wonder, should we just go home? When we arrived at the hotel, it was late and we were all tired, but the families decided to meet in the lobby for a dessert and attempt to salvage what was left of the day. As the adults were chatting and all 7 of the cousins were waiting for our dessert, the lights began to flicker. I thought, weird. And then it went pitch black. We had lost power. So to recap, my team lost, it was pouring rain, it was incredibly cold, and we had lost power. But do you want to really know why I'm telling you all of this? It is because it was one of the most exciting days I've ever lived. When the power went out, we played games like Wax and Jam in the dark and helped the police people in the mini shops so that they wouldn't steal food. And my family continues to laugh about this to this day. And I'm so glad that I didn't just go home. My takeaways from this day were, A, I got to spend time with my immediate and extended family. B, I got to watch my favorite team play in person, which most of the world isn't lucky enough to do. And C, I realized no matter the situation, you can make it fun and an adventure. This leads me to the ultimate point of the story, which is, I realize I should strive to be grateful no matter the circumstance. And I'm so excited to use this opportunity today to tell you a few other reasons I'm grateful. First, I would like to thank my family. You guys are so much fun to be around. You're my biggest fan base, and I can trust you with anything. Mom, Dad, Janie, Luke, and Wright, thank you. Mom, I can't thank you enough for everything you do for me and for the rest of the family at the house. Dad, you're the coolest and funniest person I know, and you set a great example for the whole family with your work ethic, so I thank you too. Luke and Wright, you guys are the best brothers ever, and I love playing sports with you. And finally, Janie, you are one of the kindest people I know, and you're the best sister ever. If you're blessed with a family like me, there is no better time to thank them than this time of year. Another thing I'm extremely thankful for is St. Chris. The teachers are so experienced and do their job so well. They're also able to make school fun, like at the end of Bible class, when Mr. Steve lets us express our competitive side with Cahoots, and all the students watch in awe as Oliver Hale wins day after day after day. I'm so grateful that they were able to make some tough hard work with a little fun. A third part of my life that I'm thankful for are my friends. is always so fun to be around you, laughing up a storm. I have the best group of friends anyone could imagine. I know they'll always have my back, and I have theirs. Now switching gears a bit. Since we have so much to be thankful for, I thought it was a good idea to say a quick prayer. Please bow your heads. Dear Lord, thank you so much for everything you have given us. Our schools, teachers, families, sports, friends, and so much more. And Lord, help us to be aware of the less fortunate and find opportunities to serve and care for them and all others in need. In your name we pray. Amen. I would like to close with 1 Thessalonians 5:18. In everything give thanks, for this is the will of God and Jesus concerning you. Thank you, everyone, and have a great Thanksgiving.
Good morning. My name is Alexandra Myers, and I'm in 8th grade. Today, I want to express how grateful I am for the St. Catherine's community and also for the opportunities our school provides to help other communities as well. This past June, I got the amazing chance to go to Peru with 8 St. Catherine's friends, Ms. Stoller and Mrs. Olkers. We were to repair a dormitory in a town called Olante Tambo, learn about the culture, and generally help out. My friend Ivy and I stayed with Juana, the woman who was to be our mom for 3 days. When we first met Juana, she was barely visible behind a huge bouquet of yellow and purple flowers she had brought to greet us. She's a little shorter than me. For 3 days, she welcomed us, fed us, and cared for us. Juana speaks Spanish and the local language of Quechua. I speak English, a smattering of Greek, and maybe kindergarten level Chinese. Safe to say, we do not speak a common language, at least not the verbal kind. For those 3 days, Juana was our main caregiver. Through hand gestures, many smiles, and lots of awkward nodding, we got to know each other. Our nonverbal communication made me realize how similar moms and daughters are no matter where you come from, and how quickly a makeshift family can be created. We create a family here at St. Catherine's, even though, as individuals, we might have differences. Our school's family celebrates those differences, while we also enjoy everything we have in common. In the 8th grade, while we are not all the closest of friends, we are still kind, considerate, and we have fun. The girls we visited created a family in their dormitory. The girls lived there, much like our St. Catherine's boarders did, because their homes are too far away for them to attend school. Living in the dorms really helps the girls who do not speak Spanish, the language all their classes are taught in. Going to classes for them is like taking a full course in Chinese for me. So while our daily and school life contrasted sharply in many ways with these girls, we also had many places of connection with one another. They were probably fluent in hand gestures, big smiles, and awkward nodding too. Closer to home, I have another type of family. Since I was 5 years old, I wanted to be a veterinarian and dedicate my life to helping animals. Now that I'm older, I can pursue that passion in part by connecting with the animal and SPCA community. I volunteer at the Richmond SPCA Animal Brigade. The Richmond SPCA is dedicated to the principle that every life is precious. The Animal Brigade is a group of middle school students with a strong commitment to helping animals. We spend our time helping out with projects around the SPCA Center and learning about the importance of humane animal care. It is rewarding to help defenseless animals and to connect with the people who share this passion. Another family I am a part of is the David Sheldrick Wildlife Trust. I became part of this family by fostering an elephant that lives in Kenya. I earned the money to become a foster mom to an elephant named Bongo last Christmas. Bongo is 6 years old and lives at the trust. The DSWT is dedicated to saving orphaned elephants from human conflict and from falling into the ivory trade. By fostering Bongo, I connect with the DSWT community all the way in Kenya, and I continue to learn about elephants and their caretakers each day. I hope to meet Bongo one day. When I do, hand gestures, smiles, and awkward nodding will no doubt come in handy. For this Thanksgiving, I am certainly grateful for the many families I have made this year. May you and your many families have a happy Thanksgiving. Thank you.
Please join me in a litany of thanksgiving, beginning on page 837 in the Book of Common Prayer. Page 837. Please stand. Let us give thanks to God our Father for all his gifts so freely bestowed upon us, for the beauty and wonder of your creation and earth and sea and sky. Thank you, Lord. For all that is gracious in the lives of men and women, revealing the image of Christ. Thank you, Lord. For our daily food and drink, our homes and families, and our friends. Thank you, Lord. For minds to think, and hearts to love, and hands to serve. Thank you, Lord. For health and strength to work, and leisure to rest and play. Thank you, Lord. For the brave and courageous, who are patient in suffering, and faithful in adversity. Thank you, Lord. For all valiant seekers after truth, liberty, and justice. Thank you, Lord. For the communion of saints in all times and places. Thank you, Lord. Above all, we give you thanks for the great mercies and promises given to us in Christ Jesus our Lord. To him be praise, Lord, and you, the Father, and the Holy Spirit, now and forever. Amen.
It's been a privilege to hear the hearts of young people today through song, through spoken word, and in our time together in the lower school at St. Catherine, we've learned to give thanks during worship in this way, and I'm going to ask you to join me. So will you please give thanks for what has happened? Amen. The Lord be with you. Let us pray. Accept, O Lord, our thanks and praise for all that you have done for us. We thank you for the splendor of the whole creation, for the beauty of this world, and for the wonder of life, and for the mystery of love. We thank you for the blessing of family and friends, and for the loving care which surrounds us on every side. And may the blessing